Most of our kids come here without much choice, but I like to think most of them are pretty pleasantly surprised. They're like, hey, this is a pretty fair deal. What's it gonna be like tomorrow? The same deal. Like, you guys aren't, no surprises for real? I gotta do this and I graduate. You got it, guaranteed. And sometimes that's all a kid needs. Don't change it on me. Tell me what I gotta do and keep your word.
I think when I tell people that I work at Revilla, I get one of two reactions. Either people are really familiar with the program because they've graduated here, or their students have, or family members have, and so they're really excited that I work here. And I also get people who don't know a lot about Revilla, and so their kind of line is always, oh, that's where the bad kids go, or that's where these types of students go. And I think that is the thing that we're working to change. Revilla isn't just for your stereotypical bad kids. We have all kinds of students here. We have students who are raising kids. We have students who are working 3 jobs. We have students who were at K-High and it just wasn't working for them for a lot of different reasons, and so they came here. We have students who are just here because they like working independently more. So if we can break that stereotype and if we can start to kind of fight against that a little bit more, that's sort of my goal.
Revilla is all work at your own pace. So what's special about it is that the kids get to kind of pick what they want to work on when. So if you're having a rough day, sometimes you just need to read a book and that's okay. And you can use that, what you're doing, to move forwards because it'll count towards some sort of a class. If you are on a roll, you can work on something till you are done. Till the class is complete, until you're sick of it. You have the freedom to kind of pick and choose where you go in that class. For example, like in math, if I've got a student that's really gung-ho and wants to go into construction, we can focus several of our math classes based off of construction. We have a construction math class that just applies all of geometry to that. The other draw to it is the fact that these kids don't have to do 6 classes at once. It is 2, 3 at the most, and so it's not overwhelming.
The kid that is truly a serious behavior problem has a shorter term here probably than they do anywhere else because it's also magnified. We're all roommates together. We don't put up with that stuff. You can't be a bully here. You can't make anybody's day worse here. It's really it's just a great place, and there's no way to really describe it. You need to spend some time here. So I wish people knew that the door was open. If you have an opinion about our school, come make sure it's true.
Everyone here is friendly. I've been here since 7th grade. I have not seen a single fight like you would in a regular school. Everyone here is either quiet or really friendly, and the teachers are really nice. So's the principal. He doesn't act nice, but he's pretty nice.
The best way to keep kids in school is make connections with kids and having kids make connections with adults. Not every kid here has to have a connection with every adult, but every kid here has to have a connection with an adult somewhere. Sometimes that's me, sometimes it's somebody else, but it's got to be somebody.
My favorite part about Revilla is probably the one-on-one with the teachers. You get a lot more help than I got K-High, where there's a bunch of students with one teacher. I think that's my favorite part. Miss Padere, she is like the sweetest. Like, she will sit down with you and she'll go through this whole paper with you if you're not understanding it. And I don't know, I feel like she really connects with you. And she makes you like feel, I don't know, like you belong here. You're getting the help that you really need.
I work with Miss Thompson with maths and sometimes English, and she made it a whole lot easier for me to understand. And Mr. Beckman, he helped me with my biology and helped me understand that more.
Some of the teachers that have really helped me is Miss Padere, my English teacher, She's just really helped me out through a lot of stuff that's gone through. She's given me some really good advice because she's also gone through some of the stuff herself. So has her husband. She's a really nice person and she's caring.
So far, I think Miss Shelton would be the one that I connected with the most. Me and her enjoy cooking, baking, and anything culinary. We do the food prep on Wednesdays. It's just something that Revilla likes to do on Wednesdays. You know, change up the system, have the kids enjoy being here more, come more often, and just be excited for school in general.
You know, it was very stressful cooking lunch for, like we did 60 burritos or 60 people. You never know if you're gonna have enough, but just watching the kids work together and come together and support each other is pretty neat. And being a part of that and just, yeah, I think that shows how much we care about them.
What I did today for food preparation was I helped mix the eggs and I helped crack them, and then I helped fold the burritos and set them out for everybody. My favorite thing we've made so far was probably almost a month ago. It was pork carnitas that we made with Miss Shelton. She had to prep them 12 hours before, so it was the day before a Wednesday, because she had to put them in a crock pot and let them cook for however long it was, but they turned out extremely good. So
It became obvious to both KI and Revilla that we should pool our resources. And so we started to re-engage our kids with their program, but there became many opportunities for their kids to engage briefly with our program. So if you took American government semester 1 in your senior year, something came up, you couldn't pass it. When do you get to take semester 1 again? It's not offered in the second semester. So we could be a place where that kid could continue his high school year, take semester 2 government, but get his first semester half credit with us. And so we started being willing to trade those things for more access for our kids to enjoy elective coursework. You know, we have some amazing athletes that have come out of this school. Francis has won. Both of the Hamilton brothers were state champions in wrestling. We've had fantastic girls and boys basketball players who attended Revilla and played sports there. And the more you can give every kid in this town whatever it is they need. You know, it doesn't matter if you go here or attend there. Get every kid what they need.
So being involved in K-High, I have a second period culinary class with Miss Cameo, and it's nice to have a little bit of something different. It's fun to do hands-on projects over there as well, which is something we don't have over here. And then after school activities such as soccer, I have been playing since I was 5, and this will be my 12th year playing. Being a part of the KI team, I guess it kind of represents our school a little bit, being able to travel and stuff around the southeast. So my number for the KI team is 22, but I played goalie for my freshman and sophomore year. And then this year we have 3 new goalies, and I'm gonna be able to play out on the field more this season. So yeah, I'm 22.
So personal explorations are an elective, and what it is because it's difficult to get electives here because we don't have an auto shop or like a woodworking shop or anything like that, and some of our students are nervous to go over to the big high school or don't want to for whatever reason. We have to fill those electives. You need a lot of them to graduate. So what we've come up with is personal explorations, and it allows us to kind of hodgepodge things together. So you can almost like do little samplings of all different things. For example, they can do an art class. We go on field trips during that time that count towards this. We have done community outreach programs. We have brought in guest organizations to come work with students. Reagan from KRBD comes in and works with students. And it's just a way to kind of give them an introduction to all these little things, and then if they get super interested in something, we can run with it and go from there. So this summer I met with Chief Hines and we came up with the Revilla First Responders. And what it is it was a class designed for juniors and seniors. It's a way to introduce them into the fire EMS field. We, in this town, have a huge need for volunteer fire departments, and we're going to see a big turnover in our fire department here probably in the next 10 years. And so if we could get these kids just knowledgeable in that, we might encourage them to go towards a great field.
We just take a little bit of what we do once a month in a 4-hour session and kind of just show them what we do. We're not training them to actually do these tasks. We're just kind of introducing them to all the things that firefighting does. Because there's so many different things we do. We do medical, we do fire, we do rescue, we do hazmat. Pretty much when the phone rings, we have to be ready to go get it.
So this class is actually pretty fun. So once every month we've been coming to either Fire Station 1 or 2. We just got CPR certified. We learned how to tie a bunch of knots.
We worked with bandages and splints. We learned how to make our own splints with just like a spoon and like cardboard, like just for any emergency. And then we also learned how to use it with the equipment, new equipment that they have.
It was just a struggle to get the pin off because that little tag that was stuck on there, that was really it. But it was heavier than you thought when you picked up the fire extinguisher and you had to like move and sweep with it while trying to put out the fire. It was interesting. It was cool to learn. First time trying to do it.
I hope we continue the program next year. And if we can get one person to join the fire department out of high school, I mean, then the whole thing's worth it. But just for them to see what we do and kind of have a taste of what to do if a real emergency happens, just a little preparedness, I think would be great for those guys.
It was very heavy. I did not expect that, but then trying to walk with it and then having to press it down and sweep at the same time was a struggle. And then when Frank was telling me I was going up and down, I didn't realize, so I had to set it down in order to, like, it's trying to do all of that at once and like for my first time. It was exciting and just very, I enjoyed it.
When I got here, I saw all the kids that just kind of casually disappeared from my class, who were delightful, many of them intelligent, bright, kind kids. And I'm like, I loved you, where'd you go? And you start to find out that things come up in their life, even at, 12, 13, 14, that limited their ability to participate in the main settings. Matt Hamilton, who's a local favorite, was late graduating the first year I got here. And he always, when we sit and chat with people, we're good friends now, he'll often, say things like, yeah, Dave saved me and got me through school. And I fell in love with teaching here because of him. I mean, he just changed what I thought was possible with educating kids and the things that you could do when you remove the restraints of the bell schedule, constant homework and those kinds of things. And we have this design here that is so rigid, but within that rigidity, you can do so many things, so many extra cool things, because you're continually marching them towards that end goal of a diploma. So it's like we have this intense structure that leads to incredible flexibility.
I've worked in education for almost 25 years, and the relationships that are built here between staff and kids are just so big, and they make such a big difference in what we do. And you see Revilla graduates all over the place, here in town doing things, and they always will make a comment about, oh, I remember when this or that, or gee, could I get a t-shirt? That kind of stuff. I wish people just realized how many people in our community came out of this program.
My favorite part of working at Revilla is when seniors graduate. And I'm not talking about graduation, which is always very fun at the end of the year, but on the day that they finish at Revilla, whether it's a Monday randomly in January or a Friday in, I don't know, March, it doesn't matter. Kurt will have them do an exit interview, and then he brings them out and announces to the entire building that they're graduating. We get to clap and cheer for them, and then they get to give advice. And the line is always, what advice do you have for the poor suckers who will be here tomorrow when you're not? And so the seniors get to kind of give some life advice to all the students who will be here the next day. And so it's kind of neat for our current students to see that graduation is a possibility and that there's no time limit on it. And then it's really neat to hear what the seniors have to say about their time here. And then they walk into the middle school and do the same process. And so you can really see the cycle of middle school through senior, which is neat.
They're just tough. You know, I look at a lot of them and I love to see those kids that could have quit at any time and nobody would have stopped them. And they did it anyway. And that's remarkable. I mean, that's cool. Yeah.
I really like how funny they all are. And I would never tell a student that to their face because that would be terrible. I don't need them to have that ego boost. But the students are all really funny and they're all really sweet and they all care about each other and they care about this community a lot. Students want to be at Revilla. They want to be here, and that's what keeps them coming back, is the connections they make with their peers, the connections they make with their teachers, and I like that a lot.